Hey guys, and welcome back to another day with T. In today's video, Joey is going to show us his tips and tricks on getting substrate removed from a tank. For instance, if you want to move the tank or if you're shutting a tank down, these are his go-to tips for doing so. Let's get into it. So first, you're going to want to remove anything extra from the tank, such as your decorations, or in this tank, for instance, I had plants that I was just having floating until I have a chance to plant them once this tank gets moved because it's going into the new fish room. So I'm just scooping those out, and we're also starting to drain the tank. And then I'm going to just get rid of any of the little pieces of moss that settled on the substrate, and then we're going to get into getting that substrate out.
A lot of people don't know how to remove substrate from their aquariums, but in today's video, I'm not only going to teach you, but teach Tamara how to do it. First thing we're going to do is suck as much water out of here as possible, and then I'm going to show you a trick that has been in the hobby for a very long time, but you've probably never seen it. It will cost you $1, and you will remove all substrate. So the reason I want to make this video is simple. Most people want to save their substrate for two reasons. One, it's obnoxiously expensive. Two, it's coated and completely filled with beneficial bacteria. We might want to transfer it to the next tank, but getting it out isn't always simple. There's a couple of ways a lot of hobbyists do it, and that is taking it out maybe with a cup, with a shop vac, or maybe with a hose. My suggestion is this: go to your local dollar store or Dollar Tree and buy a cheap broom. Make sure it comes with the dustpan. The dustpan must, just to make things easier, have this little silicone squeegee thing. And what we could do with this is squeegee all of the substrate to the front. We still have a little bit of water in here, so this could be relatively more difficult to deal with, but we can technically reuse this substrate. And or maybe you're just trying to shut down a tank. This is the easiest and fastest way to do it. Drain the tank, get as much water out of it as possible, and then, even if you have water in it, we take a scoop, and out the back, we let the water drain. We let the water drain because wet substrate is heavy. Take some out. Shake it off in there. We continue to do this until there's just a little bit left. And even if you think you got all the water out, you're still going to have wet substrate, especially when it comes to sand. 50 pounds of saturated sand, probably 100 pounds. We'll do this again and again and again. The benefit to using a dustpan is simple, because once we get down to the nitty gritty, again, it works like a squeegee. We just squeegee it all to the front to where you can actually reach it. Now this tank is 32 inches front to back, so odds of you having to deal with a tank this wide are slim to none. But if we remove all the substrate and leave all the water behind, because it technically looked like there was a lot of water in here once we kind of drained it, a lot of it was simply trapped in the substrate. So I'll show you what this one looks like. So we have the squeegee in front. This definitely came from the dollar store or maybe Walmart. But you see where this is supposed to attach to the broom itself? It also works like a siphon. It's a pretty cool idea. It's been in the hobby for many years. People have been doing it for a very long time, but nobody talks about it. But I thought that since Tamara is now the queen of DIY, that these little do-it-yourself things and tips and tricks should probably appear on her channel from time to time, which I think is a brilliant idea. What do you think, Tamara?
I like it.
And if you want me to do this on Tamara's channel every once in a while, leave this video a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and let me know in the comment section below. You can say things like, oh, Joy, I wish you'd do it on your channel. Me too, but the algorithm will chew me up and spit me out.
I have a playlist called The King of DIY Specials, too, where it's videos that mainly feature The King of DIY.
It's not the OnlyFans stuff, is it? Click to find out. I say this because I think it's fun to be able to do these tiny little videos where they're like really useful ideas, but that's the downside to having a big channel is I gotta do new fish, new tank, rescaped, etc. I'm damn near thinking I'm going to start a second channel. And I did. And if you subscribe to my second channel today, A Day with T and J, we will continue to make these videos.
But sometimes it's just me doing my makeup.
Doing clothing hauls. This video has been sponsored by Temu. You can get this dustpan for 19 cents if you use my code. So once we get down to this, we're literally mostly water. However, it wasn't mostly water a second ago. The pump wasn't sucking the water out. We couldn't get it out. But watch this. See how we get this stuck on? Like this type of watch my squeegee. We can just squeegee it off. Put it down. And it's rubber. It's not going to hurt nothing. Everybody shut an aquarium down before, and the worst part, the hardest part, moving the fish. Of course, we can lower the water level, disconnect the filtration. It's always the substrate that you're like, ugh, this is gonna take forever, but maybe 10 minutes. With the substrate removed, we can now finish draining the tank. Saved our substrate. We're gonna rinse that off as if it was new and reuse it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and well, Tamara, if you want to close it out.
When we built this room, I did not think that just over a year later it would end up looking like this and being transitioned out of here, down the sleek wall and into here.
I did it.
Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!